we've got to some altitude here where we're having some stupid conversations that are just, should I do a cold plunge or a sauna? Like, what the fuck is that?
I think it's important to be healthy, but I also think it's important to enjoy yourself. Like, I like drinking. I enjoy drinking. I like fucking tipping a few back with my friends. Yeah. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. I like doing a shot before I go on stage. I enjoy it. Yeah, but I know what I'm doing. Right. I know when it comes to the morning, I'm going to do everything I can to counteract that.
Yeah, sure.
I do everything I can with vitamins. I take IV vitamins and drips, and I do all kinds of shit, but I keep it working right. But I also use my body in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, because of jiu-jitsu and martial arts, it's a vehicle for me. I'm using it.
Well, we live weird lives, too, because most people can't, when we say things like, it's important to be healthy, but it's important to enjoy yourself, most people even can't have that conversation.
Right.
Like, most of the population is just fucking grinding.
Just trying to live.
They're just dragging their bodies across broken glass and trying to, like, hand off just enough to their kids and then fucking collapse in a heap of cancer.
Yeah, they're just trying
That's
to pay
most
the
life.
bills. They're just trying to pay the bills. Just stay one step ahead of the grave digger.
Or only 2.5 steps behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how most people live.
Right.
Like I was talking to my Blanche, my French pal, and I said, life is a zero-sum game. It's something I believe. It's a zero-sum game. Effort you put in and it comes back, but you end up at zero.
Right.
She said, for a lot of people, life is about a negative 500-sum game.
Yeah.
And it's true. Some people, everything they can possibly do, they end up so fucked.
Yeah.
Just fucked for good, and it's just life is fucked.
And because of that, you have this attitude that life is fucked. So then that's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I guess. I mean, it's
negative attitude.
There's not much room for that kind of shit, though, in most people's lives. But in America, compared to everybody else, we're really doing great.
Yeah.
So we can have these long conversations about.
Yeah. So like, there's a lot of this. I tend to agree with Joe on this for sure. Louis. He's a comedian, so I never take everything that a comedian says fully seriously, because I know a lot of it, sometimes it's just working through a bit or playing devil's advocate or something like that. But the idea that just because you're living paycheck to paycheck or you are in poor circumstances, that means that it's impossible to think about your health in those scenarios. I just don't think that that's true. Now, can you go buy a $14,000 ice bath to put in your garage? Yeah, probably not if you have a garage. But can you drink more water? Yeah. In fact, it's pretty cheap to drink a lot of water. Can you go for a walk after your meal? Yeah, you can go for a walk, and that's free. So I think it's really disempowering and dangerous to just say that, like, oh, you're excused to not think about your health just because you're trying to put food on the table and take care of your family. I think it's your responsibility to take care of your health. And so I appreciate what Joe's saying here, because I'm also, I have friends that just will never enjoy themselves, or like we're all out and maybe drinking or something, or we're doing a party or something, and then they just never do any of those things. And it's like, I get that you have some goals and you're trying to hit those, and I'm all for that, but also, like, I do want to make sure I have some fun every once in a while. That's why, so I'm on this fast right now. I'm 60 something hours into a 72-hour fast. But the reason that I wanted to do a fast is because my wife and I are going out of town for our anniversary to Nashville for a few days. I wanted to be able to enjoy myself without giving up on all of my health goals for the new year. So the best way that I could do that was, let me do a immune system reset, and be disciplined for a few days leading up to a time where I'm going to have some fun with my wife in Nashville. So like I said, this, and you can tell because both of these people embody these philosophies that they're both sharing on this episode. Not to trash Louis C.K. or anything, but that's why Joe Rogan's in the shape that he's in, and Louis C.K.'s in the shape that he's in. And so it's possible to do both, to be thinking about your health, but also let go every once in a while, have some fun with your friends or whatever. Enjoy a really good meal that maybe isn't the best for you, or have a couple drinks or something. But yeah, there's this whole sentiment in this whole clip is like 8-10 minutes. This whole sentiment that Louis C.K. is putting across to Joe, that's like, yeah, but most people can't think about health, or taking ice baths and sitting in the sauna. And it's like, okay, well, you don't have to buy a sauna and install an ice bath. The gym that costs $30 a month has a sauna, and then you can just take a cold shower after the sauna and still get extreme heat exposure and cold exposure for $30 a month at your gym after you do a quick run on the treadmill. Like the idea that is that is being put out that's like, oh, well, if you're worried about food on the table, there's no way you can think about your health. I would argue that it's actually more important to think about your health, because everything in your life will be dependent on your health at that point. Like your mindset, the way that you're thinking, your levels of like your mental health is affected by exercise, by getting spiking endorphins and releasing stress through exercise, eating properly, having good nutrition. All of those things are beneficial for your mental health, and will help you be more productive and help you have a more positive mindset and outlook in how you're going to tackle the problems that you have in your life right now. So I think it's kind of dangerous to just excuse everybody from having to worry about their health because they have other things to worry about. When in reality, I think that if you prioritized your health, you probably would feel a lot better and more capable of doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing or tackling all the other responsibilities that you have.